Hi everybody, welcome to the porch. I am so glad you're here tuning into the video. This last couple of weeks have been really great, and I just want to take a minute and thank you all for watching the videos and just kind of continuing on this journey with me. So today I think the message is a little heavier, and we're just going to dive right in. So for me, I am a visionary kind of person. I love visuals and just imagining how things were, how things felt, and that kind of a thing. So when I dive into a Bible story or a verse, I like to just imagine the feeling of what's happening. And so this weekend is a huge weekend to just be able to allow yourself to do that and just step back and just imagine the power of having been present in the day of the crucifixion and the resurrection. Parts of it are unimaginable, but yet they're so amazing to think about. So some of the things that there's so much symbolism in everything in the Bible, and I was really thinking on this for this video, and all of the things that Jesus went through from the time that he was captured to the time that he took his last breath. All of those things, they just really symbolize things to me, and he took all of those punishments for us, for me and for you, and so just to even fathom that is hard to come up with. But some of the symbolism for me, like the crown of thorns, being a crown on your head and those thorns piercing into his head, into his scalp. For me, that's like a symbolism of all of those thoughts. He tells us, take every thought captive. And for me, every thorn piercing in his scalp is like a thought that he's taking from us. And then his flesh being torn by being whipped repeatedly, with a whip that has a metal piece on the end of it. And the purpose of that is to rip the flesh open. And for me, that's a symbolism of all of those sins of the flesh that he is taking. He's taking that from us. And they would spit on him. And for me, that's the symbolism of the things that we say, the words we say, the lies we speak, the gossip that we speak. That's a symbolism of taking that from us and taking that, giving us the freedom from that. And being mocked, when they mocked him for being, the king, and all of that is when we're mocking others and judging others. For me, that's what that symbolizes. And sometimes that's easy for us to do, is just quickly, pass a judgment on somebody. And we're commanded against that. And that judgment is for God and not for us. But the symbolism of them mocking him kind of, to me, is the symbolism of taking that from us as well. And the piercing of the nails through his hands and his feet kind of is a symbolism of the sins of the things that we do and the places we go that we shouldn't be going, and the things we shouldn't be doing. which is a wide variety of things, and it's different for every person. But just all of those things, he took those for us. He took the thorns, he took the whip, he took the being spat on and the mocking and the nails in his hands, and in his feet, and he took all of that with him. And the symbolism of that is so heavy for me, and just knowing that he did that for me all those years ago. He did that for me. He did that for you. He did that for my kids and for my mom and my dad and everybody that I love. He did that for every one of us. And so some of the things that stand out to me about like the crucifixion and the hope we have in the resurrection. So at the moment that he took his last breath, the imagery, as you read in the Bible, and there's the different accounts that you can read, and each one amazing to me is written to kind of speak to all of us in the different ways. Some of them are more visionary, and some of them are more, short and to the point. And it just amazes me how the different perspectives that they wrote about the events is meant for each one of us to be able to understand it. But so Mark tells us that there's a centurion who was standing opposite of Jesus on the cross, and he saw the way that he breathed his last breath, and he said, truly, this was the Son of God. And just imagining being in the spot of that centurion, knowing that you've participated in all of this, you've participated in this crucifixion, and you hear him say, it is finished, and he takes his last breath. And in that instant, knowing this was the Son of God. Like, just imagining being in his position and the regret that he must have felt of knowing we just crucified the Son of God. To imagine it's just breathtaking to imagine it. And at that very moment, it tells us in Matthew 27:51 that at that moment, the curtain at the temple, at the sanctuary of the temple, was torn in two from the top to the bottom, and the earth shook and rocks split open. And just imagining all of the people standing around that had participated in the mocking and the, crying out for him to be crucified and all of those things, and all the people that were following him in those moments of him taking his last breath, and in that very second, the earth just shaking. And I just imagining being there in that moment is overwhelming. But the blessing in all of it, there's so many blessings in it. And in 1 Corinthians 13:13, it says, these three things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And Jesus is all three of those. And we have that hope from the resurrection, knowing he rose again. He took all of that with him, and he rose again for us, and to show us the way and give us that hope that in your darkest nights, there's hope in the next day. And just knowing that, and knowing him and loving him, is enough to keep going. And so today, I'm thankful for everything he took to the cross for me in his final day. And with his final breath, he took it with him so that I don't have to. I can lay it at his feet and just let it go to him and know that he's got me. He's got me in his hands and he loves me. And I want that for all of you to know that he loves you and he took all of that for you. So just as you go through the next days, not just this weekend because it's Easter weekend, but just as you go through the next days, the next weeks, the next month, always remember that he took that for you. And he did it because he loves you and he wants you to be with him in the end. So that's my prayer for you from this week's video, is that you will take that to heart and just put yourself being there that day and just imagine all of the things happening and see if that changes your mind and changes your perspective and just gives you that extra little bit of love for Jesus and what he did for us.